Well, it just so happens that I may have done the most N+1 thing ever. I found this box of parts laying around from my Santa Cruz Stigmata when I upgraded it from mechanical shifting to SRAM axis electronic shifting, and I've got basically an entire group set here. A few months ago, a friend of mine came to visit and he gave me his old gravel wheels he didn't want anymore, so I had a set of wheels, I had a box of parts. I figured the logical thing was to just buy a frame and put a new bike together. So what we've got today is an Ibis Hakka gravel bike that we're gonna be building from the frame up with all of these parts that came off of the Stigmata. This should make a nice kind of secondary gravel bike, or one to loan out to friends or to leave at work or what have you. So the heart of this build is gonna be the Ibis Hakka frame behind me. And then in this box, I've got a full set of SRAM mechanical 1x11 gravel group set, which should make for a nice gravel bike setup. So the plan for today is to build the bike, take it out for a test ride, and see whether or not my N+1 purchase was worth it. So let's get into it. All right, so this quick one-day build turned out to be a little bit less quick than I had originally anticipated. So everything was going pretty smoothly until I realized that the previous owner must have had this set up for wireless shifting, because these little housing guides, or whatever you call them, to basically route the housing through the frame, it only has one hole on the left side, which means that he only had the brake cable running through it, or the brake housing running through it, and no shifter housing. So I checked the box, he didn't send them to me, so I had to go on the Ibis website and purchase a new one, which was only like $1, $2, of course, with $5 shipping. So I figure, whatever, problem solved. Go back to work on it, and I realize that I also need one for where it comes out on the other end. So $5 more of shipping later, and now we have 2 correct brake cable ports, whatever you want to call them. And then I got sick for a week, so I didn't have a chance to work on it. So long story short, we are now ready to continue the build. So let's get a little bit more of this build done and check back in. Unfortunately, the saga continues. I was attaching the brakes and I realized that one of the bleed screws is missing. It's just not there, and obviously it's not going to hold pressure without a bleed screw. I looked everywhere, checked all my boxes, checked everything. I don't know where I put it, but it's just gone. So I was like, okay, not a big deal, go online, buy a replacement. Turns out they don't sell replacements of the bleed screw for this specific model. So, I'm thinking, do I have to buy a whole new caliper just to get a, 3-cent bleed screw? Well, shout out SRAM customer service. I hit them up, asked them, hey, where can I get this part? And one of the guys there responds to me and says, I actually have one in my desk, and he mailed it to me free of charge. So thank you, SRAM. I really appreciate it. And maybe, just maybe, I really don't want to say this, we can actually get this job done today. So let's see if we can actually get the brakes bled, the wheels on, the chain on, all that stuff, and actually take this bike out for a spin today, because that would be really nice. Because this has been quite a tedious project so far, although I am really excited to see how this bike comes out altogether in the end and how it rides. So let's hopefully wrap this up today. Well, it turns out I'm actually cursed. The bleed screw is in this bag. As you can see here, there is a hole. It pushed through the bag and then also pushed through the actual packing. Oh, God darn it. Ugh. All right, we finally got this bike built. It's been quite the process. It took a lot longer than I expected. Unfortunately, I just had a bunch of things that I was missing a little piece here or there. That's kind of the issue with parts bin builds, is that you don't really know if everything is gonna work exactly the way you want it because you didn't buy the parts for that specific frame. But we got it done. Bike looks great. I took it for a little spin last night. Feels great. I got the brakes bedded in. Today we're gonna go for our nice first real ride on this bike and see how she does. But before we do that, obviously super important, we gotta check out how much it weighs. Now, this isn't a weight weenie build by any stretch of the imagination. These are heavy wheels, you know, like aluminum cranks, aluminum seat post, aluminum rails, aluminum handlebar, like almost no carbon on this bike whatsoever. I don't think it's gonna be super light, but I would guess, I don't know, 22 pounds, 22. That's with pedals, with the Garmin mount, with 2 bottle cages. So yeah, let's see, 22 pounds is my guess. Anything less than that, I'll be happy. Anything above that, I'll live with, but let's find out. All right, let's check this out. We are in pounds because this is America, but don't worry, I'll do kilograms too. But let's start off with pounds. Okay, let's make sure the bike isn't touching anything, which it doesn't seem to be. Oh, 20.7. That's not bad at all, actually. That is pretty solid. Let's see in kilos. That's 9.39. That's a good starting point. If I wanted to go lighter, you know, I could definitely upgrade this bike quite a bit, even just with the wheels. I mean, these wheels are boat anchors. I could pretty easily swap out some, you know, even like cheaper carbon gravel wheels and save probably a pound, if not more. So yeah, 20 pounds, happy with that. I don't think that's too much heavier than my Stigmata, which does have a lot more carbon on it. That one is probably about 19 something, so I'd have to double check. But yeah, not too shabby. So let's get kitted up. Let's go for a ride. All right, so like I said, we're out here on the Hakka. Got about a 58-mile loop today. Goal is under 4 hours, should be doable. And yeah, a good mix of road and gravel. A good way to put the bike through its paces. We have one long gravel climb, which is really beautiful, followed by a gravel descent, which is super fun. And then a long road climb with a long road descent, which I've never done the road part, or at least the second road part. So some new stuff for me. Should be beautiful. It is a gorgeous day today. I mean, absolutely perfect. Can't complain about this in March. And yeah, I mean, so far the bike feels great. It definitely feels more road bike-ish than my Stigmata. So far, I've only ridden it on the road, but I'm really liking it. So yeah, let's get some miles out of the way, and then we'll check back in and see how the test ride progresses. So stay tuned. All right, quick sit rep here. Just finished the steep part of the climb. This bike is stiff, feels great. I don't know what the time was, but it felt good. And yeah, I mean, it climbs, really does. No wasted power, super stiff. Definitely give up a smidge of comfort, but I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. But yeah, so far so good. We've got another 2.5 miles of mellower dirt climbing. But yeah, I mean, this thing rips so far. Let's keep riding, see how it does. Just finished the descent. Super muddy, super chunky, but bike did great. So yeah, killing it so far. Honestly, this bike's awesome. Gotta cross this creek here, and then we got some road climbing. So let's do that. All right, just finished the long climb, about 7-mile climb. Not too steep, about 6% average or so, but solid climb. Bike felt great. I mean, this thing just rips, dude. Honestly, it is super efficient, and you can feel that on the road. Nothing really slowing you down. It doesn't feel draggy. I definitely have some pretty fast rolling tires as far as gravel tires go, but no, so far so good. Last test is a steep road descent, so let's see how that goes. Home stretch. Got the last little climb here, about 1 mile left, and then after that about 6 miles to the car. So yeah, first ride on the Hakka, really great. Honestly, climbs well, descends super well. As I said before, this thing just rips. It's an awesome bike. I think in the future I'm going to make a video comparing this to the Stigmata, the Santa Cruz, because I was cross-shopping those when I bought the Stigmata, and I do think a lot of people cross-shop those too. So once I log a few more miles on this one, I think I could be able to give a good comparison between the two for anyone making that decision. But yeah, all in all, great ride, beautiful ride in the redwoods, some good climbs, good descents. Yeah, so awesome day, beautiful day, great bike. Hope you guys enjoyed the build process. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys in the next one. See you later.